if you had it perfect.
So I'm going to give it some distance, because I know that Zach tends to get a little animated.
Oh, I see.
I'm Italian by osmosis. I can rein it in this episode.
Let me synchronize. 1, 2, 3. This is all going to be in, by the way.
Most certainly.
Welcome to the Monkey Bar. Right now we're testing out another bit of a new setup, another new camera. I'm using my phone, actually, because I got the I don't know what you call it, like a mount off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's actually working pretty well so far.
Some people mount deer, we mount phones.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. You brought in that antler.
I'm going to show it off.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you guys, I found the goddamn antler, so I'm going to show the antler off. This poor deer lost it in a fight with another deer, and I will forever put his struggle online.
Can you tell if it lost in a fight or if it just shed it?
It looked like it lost in a fight because it was broken at a really fucked up angle. That's what a hunter that I know online said. Me and him communicated over Discord.
So how are you doing?
I'm pretty fine.
I'm gonna go over here for a minute because I brought notes. My big fat head in the middle of here.
Yeah. Fucking snow. We finally got it, and it's kicked my ass with all that shoveling.
Oh yes, the snow. Ugh. Yeah, I had to leave in a hurry, so I left part of the passenger's half of my windshield frosted over. And I was hoping that by the time I got here, the heat would take care of it, but it didn't. So I just wiped it off with the wiper or whatever.
We call it I don't know. I had a funny fucking joke 10 seconds ago. But yeah.
David, can you check if both of us are in frame real quick?
Yeah, we have film for a live audience and friends.
Okay, good. I get a little paranoid with. I chalk that up to PTSD from the film group.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm okay with. I actually am kind of relieved that we have kind of a cameraman here today with us and / live studio audience.
Yeah. He's the camera audience.
It reminds me of the of Tough when we were filming Tough. How we went to the Brio bar and there were those two guys just sitting there, and I just recruited them on the spot to be in the movie.
You, come on!
I mean, basically, yeah. It's like, you want to be in a movie? Come on. We need actors. I think that's one of my. I want to say it's one of my favorite movies that we've done, but I've seen it so many goddamn times. Because whenever there's a new member to the writers group or film group, and Rick, that's the first movie that Rick shows them is Tough.
It's kind of like The Curse of Sesame Street. Once Jim Henson did, they fucking brought it up every time he showed up.
Yeah, and I actually think that the last time he mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, I think that's deleted off YouTube. I checked and it actually is. I think I re-uploaded it after it was blocked the first time because it had the Star Trek music at the end. But I think that subconsciously I just didn't want to see it again.
Oh, man. My favorite is probably the serial killer one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It has a good timing to it.
Because my belief is that Margie in all of those films is a fucking entity of chaos. Somewhere round between the world of Pleasant Old Lady and Nightmarish Elder Torah. Yeah.
But the one I shared one of the old ones last month for Halloween, the Halloween special. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I haven't.
It's pretty good. I like it just because it's me and a bunch of friends just goofing around.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
I peruse your channel mainly for Monkey Bar to stroke my ego to look at my favorite episodes. Yes, that's where Zach had the joke of the episode.
But speaking of movies, albeit not good, Sonic, the new trailer dropped today.
And I didn't know there was a new trailer, and I looked at it, and I'm like, holy fuck. Sonic looks like Sonic. He doesn't look like a cosplayer.
Yeah. They actually brought in Tyson Hesse. Hesse. I used to say Hesse, but I think it's pronounced Hesse or Hesse. But he's the guy who he actually got to start doing Sonic webcomics, parody webcomics, and then he was hired by Sega to do the animated shorts for Sonic Mania on YouTube.
Oh my.
Yeah, so they
like,
after Paramount started getting all those complaints over Sonic's extremely ugly and horrifying design, they brought him on for the redesign. And yeah, it's I actually didn't know this and before seeing the redesign, but in the previous design too, there's that white stripe between Sonic's eyes to make it look like the one eye, but it's more, you can see it better in the redesign.
I kind of like it because, it looks okay. I still think Jim Carrey's going to be the best thing in that movie, if only for fucking meme appeal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I saw some people commenting on Twitter saying how, this was going to be a big dumpster fire, but now it's just a pile of wet garbage because people had to complain, and now it's just going to be a mediocre movie instead of a fantastically awful one.
Maybe it'll still be fantastically awful for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be. I mean, at least the studios are listening to criticism and trying.
I like how you say the word listening to criticism because they aren't listening to their customers just for criticism. Like, oh, you didn't want a Sonic movie? Mm-hmm. Have one anyways.
Oh, speaking of criticism, and I'm not going to do a segue for every topic, but speaking of criticism, I've been watching The Critic. You ever seen that?
No.
It's John Lovett's. This is the cartoon of. It was like not a spin-off of The Simpsons.
Was that like the one where they it's like film reviews in animated form?
Yeah.
I saw the Jurassic Park one, I think.
Yeah, but that's like the show within the show where Jay Sherman, played by John Lovitz, he plays the titular critic doing his reviews of these parody movies. Not like parody in the show, but like parodies of real life movies. And so it'll be like Terminator versus Pride and Prejudice or something, like something goofy like that. And but the meat of the show is the character of Jay Sherman playing this sort of Roger Ebert, Gene Shalit type of character living in New York, uptown New York, or I guess like downtown New York. I don't know. I'm not
New York.
I've never been to New York, so I wouldn't know which town to.
All I know about New York is Long Isle, because there used to be a guy in town who would not shut up about his home.
Mm-hmm. But it is a very New York type of series. It has that sort of dry humor to it. The intellectual kind of it's cynical, but it's not too cynical. It has heart to it.
Cynical, but not a pessimist.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I've never actually seen Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think that's a bit more cynical, more leaning towards complete cynicism than The Critic.
Yeah, it sounds like it, just the name alone.
You can tell that it was developed by people who worked on The Simpsons, but it doesn't have that exactly that style of humor. The Simpsons kind of humor is more Midwestern, I guess. But The Critic is more based on the writing. It actually reminds me a lot of Animaniacs or Warner Brothers cartoons of that era, just because there's a lot of voice actors from Animaniacs and Tiny Toons, and a lot of sound effects and sound bites from those cartoons. So it is weird hearing them in a more adult cartoon, but it's not like adult in the way that Family Guy is, or even The Simpsons. It almost feels like it could be made for kids if they wrote the jokes more for kids.
I get what you're saying there. Like,
if it was, I don't know if I want to say less intellectual, because there can be some intellectual jokes in kids' cartoons, but it feels more, the jokes are more structured towards adults.
I will never forget the the Animaniacs joke about fingerprints.
That's one everybody points to.
It's like, once I realized what they're saying in a joke, I'm like, oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But back on the Sonic movie, I think it'll be okay at best.
I'm curious about how they're going to try and milk sequels out of it.
I'm curious if there's going to be a plot in there. It doesn't seem like there's much of a plot.
I think it's going to be just, you have to get Sonic to the magic ring, or else Dr. Robotnik will harvest his flesh.
Sonic has to go back to his home planet.
Yeah.
That's basically what it's going to be, I bet.
Yeah, probably. I bet you if there is going to be a character, we're going to have Knuckles in there, and the sequel bait, if there is Knuckles, is going to be like, Robotnik has the quill, and yes, I create you, Shadow. And it's going to have some dry undercut comedy where Shadow's got a weird voice or something.
I actually think, or I saw a bit of a spoiler for the end, and I'm not going to say whether you're not too far off or not, but something like that. I don't know. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, okay. We're probably going to have to watch it for a podcast, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it. It looks like it'll be at least be entertaining.
I hope that I wonder if you're gonna make a Christian joke in there like the fucking Sonic Boom.
I don't know, because it seems like they're gonna play it really safe with this movie. From what I can tell, it's just gonna be a lot like.
Do you know how I would do the Christian joke? You have Dr. Robotnik wearing that shirt before he puts on the mad scientist getup.
No, it'll just be there's gonna be like a protest line, and you see a big fat guy wearing glasses with a Technicolor shirt going boo, and it'll just be like that for like a split second.
Yeah, not even enough to to connect.
He'll be wearing like a gold medal. It's like.
He's chief of the Sonichu tribe.
No, he's from the Cherokean tribe. Yes,
Cherokean.
I hate that I remember that. I hate that I remember so much Chris Chan lore.
God, you know it's pathetic when you can like rest upon your laurels. Mm-hmm. I still like the pun manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it sounds like a thing you'd hear in an RPG.
Uh-huh. His wooden badge is delicious.
God.
Yeah. Going on to a different movie for kids, the Scoob trailer. We both saw that.
Yeah, I thought it looked good.
Yeah, it looked like the animation looks surprisingly good. It reminds me a lot of Hotel Transylvania.
It's made by Warner Brothers too, right?
Yeah. The Sonic movie is made by Paramount.
Oh no, it's not by Scoob.
Yeah, well, you said it was made by Warner Brothers too. So.
Oh no, it's not by Hotel Transylvania.
Okay. I hate to go into semantics,
but yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're already an asshole. But like, what I always thought was weird about Scooby-Doo was how are we going to update it to a modern age, because it's kind of a weird lifestyle.
I mean, they do that all the time. There was Mystery Inc.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, I think.
Oh yeah, fuck. I like Mr. Inc. Never mind. Mm-hmm. My opinions are relevant on that one topic.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole series. I only watched the first episode, and then I waited a couple months, and then Netflix took it off.
Oh, fuck.
I hate it when Netflix does that.
Netflix needs to put on their John Wick 1, 2, 3, and maybe they do 4. Mm-hmm. Call it John Quick.
And then they do the spin-off of his dog called a pup named Scooby Wick, or whatever his dog's name is in the movie.
And it's this really wholesome, cute show to a final episode, just the fucking scene from John Wick 1.
And then instead of unmasking, instead of getting him Scooby snacks, he gets him a baby to eat. Because he has a pit bull, right?
Yeah. I like pit bulls, but like, you have to make sure your pit bull isn't a fucking sociopath.
Or just don't leave him alone in the room with your newborn. Because
that's fucking stupid. You don't leave any dog in there. You leave a newborn and a cat, your cat will smother him.
Yeah, because there's a reason that dog toys make squeaky noises, because it activates their kill instinct. No, that's a real thing.
I know, but the way you say that, I know about that, but like, kill instinct, activate, the dog's eyes go red, and the metal machine gun comes out of his mouth.
Activate instant kill.
I want my dog to have Tony Stark technology.
And then Captain Marvel shows up and starts fucking it. I'm sorry.
Out of context, we sound like a bunch of... This is what a bipolar brain sounds like, I wonder sometimes. Sorry.
But yeah, the Scoob movie looks pretty good. Speaking of dog fucking.
I looked on the IMDb of it for the cast.
Yeah, apparently Mark Wahlberg plays Blue Falcon in it.
Yeah, and there's going to be Captain Caveman.
Yeah, played by Tracy Morgan, which seems like perfect casting.
Do you know who I want? Fucking Godzuki.
Oh, yeah. I thought that I saw that Goober from Goober and the Ghost Chasers is going to be in there too.
I want Scooby to strangle him and like, you rocked up, mother rucker.
Know who I hope is going to be in the movie?
Who?
Johnny Bravo.
Oh! Fuck. Have him be like the... If it's like an Avengers lineup where they have to fight the bad guy, have him go, man, I love myself. And his somehow when he does the flex, like his sunglass reflects a laser beam. God.
I'm kind of pissed that Frank Welker isn't voicing Fred.
Yeah.
Says Zac Efron. And Frank Welker's... It's not like Frank Welker's dead. He's voicing Scoob.
Yeah, maybe Frank or Welker wants a little bit later on the role.
Yeah, I think that he's probably. I want to say it was the studio pressuring him, saying we need someone.
We got Zac Efron.
We need someone new and fresh, not someone who's like 80 and still voicing a teenager. But that's part of the novelty, damn it.
Yeah, like, by the way, we all know that the Mr. Ink smokes weed, right? They're hippies.
Oh, yeah.
You know that they fucking smoke a bowl in between mysteries.
Oh, yeah. I thought they were going to make the joke about in Mystery Inc. where he loves traps. You ever seen that?
I know about that meme, but all I'm picturing is that connotation of a Nolan holding up her take now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say that was too early for them to actually be referencing like anime.
Yeah.
Because that was early. I think that was late 2000s actually.
Still, I like that show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I like Scooby-Doo. I'm not gonna fucking lie. It was a favorite of mine growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I liked a pup named Scooby-Doo, but I liked the real mystery more.
Mm-hmm.
I want a mystery in my cartoon talking dog show.
Mm-hmm. I remember they aired every version of Scooby-Doo constantly on Cartoon Network.
God, I loved it and hated it because there was that one show with the Shaggy and Scoob. Mm-hmm. It was fucking banal as shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember when I was a kid, my dad complained about seeing so much Scooby-Doo because when he was a kid, they would air it all the time.
Yeah, like, I think this is a safe show.
Yeah.
I
mean, it put Hanna-Barbera on the map.
I still think Godzuki needs to be in a movie. Have him be the big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I still like my idea of him being a Godzilla human hybrid. That's like a body horror thing.
You know what? That would be awesome. But do you know what I would do if they have to split hairs? Make him like Kookaburra Bird, because in the Godzilla movie, the real Godzilla just fucking he laid an egg in Rodan's nest for Rodan to take care of. And it's questionable if that Godzilla's a he, because apparently fans are being which one's a he or a she, because we know the first one was a female, and we know at least one of them was a male.
I mean, it's King of the Monsters, so he would have to be a male.
I mean, I think that was a general term, but there's a couple where he's a female. We don't count in 1998 because he's a hermaphrodite.
Okay.
That's how they explain one monster of so many eggs. I'm like, no, fuck you. You just went Jurassic Park. But back to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. You remember the Ghoul School?
Oh, I like Ghoul School.
I always keep seeing the redesigns pop up of the girls. Aged up.
Yeah.
Or sometimes not. But we're not going to talk about that.
I don't remember much about the Ghoul School, except, like, wasn't, like, Peter Cullen in it? He voiced the bad guy, I thought.
The main bad guy in that was a woman, though, right?
Oh. I thought there was another, like, a male villain character in there.
Maybe he plays, like, the drill sergeant of the Callaway Kids. Or what?
I think so.
Why do I remember the name of the fucking Boy Scout group in that now? God, like I said, it was aired constantly back when I was a kid, so...
I also...
You remember the werewolf one, where Shaggy gets turned into a werewolf and he has to participate in the wacky races?
Oh, my God. Man, Scooby-Doo's been for some shit. I like to believe it's all one giant continuity. Like, hey, Scoob, remember when I turned into a werewolf and we battled fucking aliens? Ruh-roh, I don't. That's why we're gonna put you down, you 90-year-old mutt.
Maybe it's like Assassin's Creed, where each generation is like...
There's a different, like, a Scoob in each generation.
Yeah.
No, it has to be one Scooby, but he's an immortal eldritch monster. He rose from the ocean on a dark satanic night. That's why he hunts other monsters, because he doesn't want to have competition. By the way, for some reason, when I talk about Scooby-Doo, it reminds me of my favorite episode of Ben 10, and the only one I remember well, where they find the Loch Ness Monster. It turns out she's a good mother and trying to protect her baby. I think for even some reason, she was in the middle of fucking Louisiana. That's no place for a Scottish monster.
Yeah, moving on, I guess we can talk about Disney Plus. Now our new corporate overlords.
God.
I mean, not really new.
This is what Mike Eisner always wanted.
You think so?
Yeah.
I heard that he might actually be coming back to take over Disney.
How you say that? It's like, one man, one gun, one Disney to take over. Eisner reloaded. He was a fucking idiot when it came to business though sometimes.
He's the reason that the Disney... I mean, probably not the reason, but the Disney Renaissance
I'm talking about a lot of... Well, outside of the Renaissance, I'm talking about like his... Let's build a park. Let's build a park here. Let's go to Six Flags and build the same park 6 feet away. Like, he was an idiot when it came to building it, but he made some... You know what I mean?
Yeah, he actually did stuff.
Yeah.
Probably the silver lining to that.
Yeah. I can't blame him for his movies. He seems like I like the commercials he's in. Like, have you ever seen the one where it's like, "You're the big cheese, Mickey"?
Like, the only thing I remember is that one Family Guy episode where he tries to steal, tries to rip Peter's heart out of his body, and they push him over. It's kind of a reference to...
Yeah, the crocodiles.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
God, that's probably my favorite Family Guy episode, or one of my favorites.
I was actually watching some episodes from season 2, and they're just as funny, or even funnier than I remember them being.
Because, like, I think it's because you're bracing yourself not to laugh at Family Guy.
Yeah.
That... As much as funny as any of his episodes are, I can still never admit to liking it because of that Leroy Jenkins joke. That fucking joke was so atrocious. When I watched it, I felt my heart sink into my colon. Like, that was how bad it was.
I think even the timing in the new episodes is worse than it was. Because I was watching... Because there's actually a really dumb joke at the beginning of one of the episodes I was watching where they're sitting down to watch... Happy Days. It's like, oh, sweet. This is the episode of Happy Days where the Fonz goes, take that 1950s Americana, or something like that. And it's like a really dumb joke, but the way it's timed makes it really funny.
There was one joke I did like in the new one where, for some reason, Peter Smith's wife ran off, and they're sitting there on the beach, and she's throwing rice into the air, and you hear a birdie, and it's raining blood and bird. I thought that was funny. And then immediately they do a really awful joke about Fonz people talking at weddings. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. You overstepped your boundaries, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should write it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we could write a better episode than they do.
Just have the opening scene be like Meg beating Peter's head in with a rock. You open it like with a really brutal murder, and nothing else happens. Peter's alive the next episode, but you get like simulation glitched in the corner. Mm-hmm. Make it like an eldritch nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would pitch something a bit better than that.
Yeah, pretty much.
No offense.
Yeah, I don't know. I fucking whoop my ass shoveling snow every day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's real fun? When the snow gets in that icy shit, where it starts to melt, then ice up, and then snow on top. Fuck that shit. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's kind of like Family Guy is watching a friend who took a traumatic brain injury and never healed right.
Yeah.
He used to be really funny and you like being around him, but now when you see him, you're kind of sad inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad that I've been going back and watching The Critic. It makes me think of simpler times when you could actually have that sort of dry sense of humor and... Like, it is kind of sad because every episode opens up with the New York skyline pre-9/11, so you have to see the Twin Towers every episode.
Oh, can I share with you something?
I was actually thinking, like, if they did a revival of The Critic, it would be like Jay Sherman's been in a coma for the past 20 years. He looks out the window and he's like, "Hey, what happened to the Twin Towers? Did David Copperfield make them disappear?" Then there's a long silence. It's like, what happened?
No, you know what I think my favorite thing was? Have you ever heard of a superstar limo ride Disney had? Or California Adventure?
Oh, yeah. I saw the Defunct Land.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about, like fucking the Queen when she got ran off by paparazzi? I wanted to be in that room with my guy and like, fuck! And he like picks up a Mickey Mouse and rips it in half.
Oh, Princess Di, yeah.
Yeah, Princess Diana. Oh, God. Can you picture how fucking pissed he was? Like, why did the old bat have to die before we got this done?
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to fucking hell.
I mean, it's been long enough. I mean, we can make jokes about 9/11 now.
Okay, cool.
Fuck whales. Nuke 'em.
Oh.
It's kind of a pun. Whatever.
Yeah, I get
it. Because she was a princess of Wales.
Okay, so. I get it. Yeah. Cool. I was like, wait a minute. Why are we fucking Wales?
Zinga. Whatever.
Yeah. But dry humor's good. Yeah, I miss dry humor.
Mm-hmm.
What I hate is like big mouth kind of humor. Like,
yeah.
Do you remember when you were an awkward teenager? Yes. Let's never speak of it again.
Yeah. What, you don't like young Sheldon?
I actually am curious about seeing an episode because there is no fucking way on this earth it can be worse than actual Big Bang Theory.
I mean, I've heard people say it's better than Big Bang Theory, and I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
What could be worse?
A hernia while watching Big Bang Theory.
Sure.
Yeah, like
I mean, at least that would give you a distraction from the
I
jokes.
tried watching an episode of My Grandmother because we get into this argument over it. Like, come on, it's a good show. It references things you like, and I'm like, I watched it with her, and I'm sitting there, and I'm not laughing. I'm anti-laughing. We go, oh, every time a joke is told, oh.
Was it her who said that Sheldon reminds her of you?
No, that was fucking Miss Reed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and coming from that bitch's mouth, I almost said cunt, but I kind of like Miss Reed.
Well, you just did though.
But yes.
Well, you didn't call her one, but you said.
Yes. Both apply. Monkey bar after night. I actually speak how I feel. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Disney Plus. Apparently, there's the Simpsons episodes are on there, but the old ones are in 4:3 format. What they do is pan and scan it, so where it's like zooms in, where the bottom and the top are cropped off.
Oh.
And I've seen this on FX. They're FXX where they do that, and to make it widescreen. And there's a joke in the episode Duffless where Homer's at the Duff Brewery and you see like 3 vats of Duff. Here's where we make Duff Light, and our newest Duff Dry. And the joke is that they're all connected to the same pipe and they're just like going out into, but differently. But what happens is that the top is cropped off, so you don't actually see them connected to the same pipe, and it completely ruins the joke.
Fuck. I think that's something about Disney, something that we should take into account.
Yeah.
Some symbolism.
Yeah, it's probably the number one reason why you should leave the aspect ratio untouched is stuff like that. And also I saw screenshots of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer HD DVD set.
Yeah.
And how when they make it widescreen, you can actually see the crew on the sets filming.
Okay, I
in
need to
some
watch
shots.
those now.
Yeah, you'll have to just like if you just Google on like Buffy the Vampire.
I want to see the musical episode with a crew because that would make it perfect. That's a fucking good episode.
I mean, I've never been into Buffy.
I like parts of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you ever watch Heroes?
No.
Yeah, that's
Buffy but good.
no, actually.
What?
Because I want to say that the first season still holds up. I don't know. I haven't gone back and rewatched
I remember Toys R Us had a bunch of action figures, and I'm like, who are these guys? They're dumb looking.
I remember thinking that Heroes looked dumb when it was first airing, and I saw all the commercials in between episodes of 30 Rock or whatever. I don't think 30 Rock was out by then. But whatever. The point
Old
is,
man, think of your past.
the point is, I thought that it looked dumb, but when I think it was when I was around 17 or 18 that I watched the first and second seasons, and I kind of liked it. I kind of like both of them. The second season is generally less well regarded because I think that the second half was made during the Hollywood writers' strike, so the writing really sags there. But yeah, the first season, I don't know. I think it might be really dated by now that we're in a post-MCU world.
I was thinking a lot about The Walking Dead. Speaking of TV show epics, I realized why it's so popular. It's boomer horror. Because it's the kind of horror. Werewolves, you can still go out there and you can cook your sausages on your fucking American grill. Vampires, there ain't no vampire eating on my American grill. But zombies, you can't go grilling and barbecuing or zombies. You open that Monster Energy drink and they know where you are. They hear the crack and the sizzle.
You were talking about Boomer Hunter memes or whatever?
Yeah, like, what I mean by Boomer Hunter is, like, memes by boomers who are hunters.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have, like, I know what you're talking, and I mentioned I know exactly what you mean, and I know I don't have anything against hunting, but whenever I see, it's starting to grate on me whenever I see, these people like posing with the dead carcasses that they kill.
Yeah.
On this post on social media. I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem when they say, take that, vegans, and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, there's a guy in the chat like, well, I only eat what I catch, and you can't catch a vegetable.
You technically can.
Yes.
They're very easy to catch, in fact.
This dude, my favorite picture of him, he shot an elk and he's holding it by the antlers, but you can actually tell he's only got one antler in his hand, and he's got like some sort of fucking thing, so he's trying to make it look like he shot an elk big enough that you can hold it from end to end and ride on his forehead. Yeah. He also shot a zebra once. I hope he fucking ate that zebra. I hope he ate every pound of it.
Yeah. Are they endangered?
Some are, some aren't.
I mean-
Murphys are like not endangered.
I mean, I figured every animal in Africa is endangered by now.
If they aren't endangered, they may as well be. Hey, you hear we found the Vietnamese mouse deer? Picture a deer the size of a mouse, basically. Well, not that big, but like maybe yay big.
This makes you think of Spy Kids 2.
I know. The Isle of Lost Dreams. The best Spy Kids movie.
Do you think boomers stay in the retirement home because they fear what they've created? Cracks Monster Energy. And speaking of Monster Energy, have you played Death Stranding?
I actually want to now. I saw something about it. It's like, I accept your challenge, Hideo Kojima.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the Monster Energy drink, when Norman Reedus drinks it, gives him like angel wings from Evangelion and he flies into the air while Rocky Mountain High plays in the background and he just starts shooting the M shape.
Yeah, it sort of piqued my curiosity. I've heard that it gets good after the first 5 hours. Like,
But you know what? What other game can you play as Norman Reedus of The Walking Dead, strapped with boxes, climbing mountains?
yeah. From my understanding, it actually sort of leans in the direction of like an art house game, but it has a big studio budget, which is kind of intriguing. I think I've said that I wanted to wait until there's a price drop or something, but I might pick it up relatively soon.
I was thinking about, so I tend not to buy, Black Friday, when I'm done getting gifts for everyone else, I'll get myself a gift. Yes. I'm thinking about getting myself Pokemon. You know what finally got me fucking peaked? Because I fucking realized Nintendo ain't gonna listen to crying man babies unless they're crying fucking tears of $100 bills. So I'm gonna suck it up and get used to the fact that because of... Oh, can I tell you this? So I replayed Pokemon Crystal using a mod to get myself a team, and my plan is to transfer them to all the games I can until I can have a fucking team who has been through all the regions. And then I was going to take them to Sword and Shield to see them in 3D. Guess what? None of my fucking team... Well, obviously they said none can come over, but it's mean like none of the species, according to the leaks, will be in. And I'm like, fuck you! What about my I call him my sexually confused Nidoking, because he's blue. He cries himself to sleep at night.
Yeah, I have no intention of playing Pokemon Sword and or Shield. I'd rather play a good game like No Man's Sky.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I've been playing No Man's Sky. I've been playing the fuck out of this game called The Hunter. It's on Game Pass. It's a hunting game. I was in a Skype call, and I went, shh, 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 to a fucking digital deer. I'm shushing the call I'm in because I see a fucking digital deer on the screen with no microphone, and I'm afraid if I talk, I'll spook it. Also, it may as well be, if you play in the Siberian map, sometimes there's a glitch where the mooses become invincible. I shot 15 600 rain crossbolts into a moose's head, and she kept coming at me. And they just don't stop, and they just keep coming.
I want to talk a little bit more about this.
I'm intrigued because of the turkeys on the back.
Yeah, the art style is really good. I really like it. I read this a while ago, a couple years back, and I actually don't remember much about the plot, which is probably a bad sign. From what I remember, it's about a girl genius. Her father goes missing. She goes looking for her father or something like that. And if she's like a tomboy, they want her to be ladylike or whatever, and blah, blah, blah.
Fuck like, you, Dad, I'm an inventor.
I think that's how it is. Or maybe she, like, respects her dad secretly and wants to save... I don't know. It's something that I'm not really all that interested in going back through. I guess, from what I remember, there's actually parts... I don't even know if I finished this, actually. I might have left off in the middle, because there's a lot of this I don't remember. It's kind of like that Blue Monday book, remember, I brought in?
Vaguely.
Where it's that hipster comic with a girl with blue hair.
The one that made me throw up in my mouth a little bit?
Yeah, and she wants to meet Adam Ant, who I thought was Michael Jackson the first time I read it.
Oh my.
And it would have been a better comic if she wanted to meet Michael Jackson instead. Yeah.
Hey, come on my Ferris wheel with my monkey.
Oh, you're a girl? Oh,
God. Fucking great impression.
Yeah, for the record, I don't actually think that they did it. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
We're making jokes this time. We're not.
We're the monkey bar. Because he owned Bubbles, we have to support him.
I don't remember these characters in this book, so I want to say that I left off halfway through.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, just visually. I like the design of
the
turkeys.
The visuals look better than the story, from what I remember. So I would recommend it if you want. If you want to just flip through it, then come over to the Oberlin Library and check it out.
Let me take a peek
Fly
at
out
this.
here from California or wherever you watch this from. If you live in Japan, then come over here now.
If you come over here, you can become a famous rapper and rap with a guy that we've never heard of on the news. Did you hear about that? A Japanese guy came over to rap with his YouTube rapper from Cleveland and then ran out of money in Cleveland. And he rapped with him until he could get money to go back to Japan.
Okay.
That's fucking weird. That was newsworthy.
Okay.
That was fucking newsworthy.
Mm-hmm.
What about all those children being devoured by caimans in Florida? Nope. Rapping Japanese, dude.
I feel like I gotta get my hair cut. I keep playing with my hair like a girl. So it's like,
No, what I do is
I was just thinking.
I have to be careful not to do this because I'll end up doing like a bunch of braids and I look like I look like Miss Piggy.
They were gonna say like Duck Hunt or the Duck Dynasty guys.
I would fucking kill to have a beard that long. What I would do is I would hide a can of Monster in it and just go.
Yeah, I was thinking about this when I was asking you if you saw the Sonic trailer.
Yeah.
'Cause it's been everywhere, and I was surprised that you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, because I don't tend to go on. I don't tend to go on like Facebook a bit because I'm in my hermitude.
I was sort of connecting that with you shoveling snow, so I was just picturing you out in the snow, like hauling entire trees over your shoulders.
like a fucking Canadian lumberjack.
Nah.
I fucking turned for the moose that I have to beat down. That's actually the spoil of my victory.
There's like cheerleaders cheering you on. They got winter skirts.
No, I want to fucking. You know who? If you could have the life of one character from a fictional medium, whose life would you have?
I want to say Tony Stark. That's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah,
Because my name is Tony, and it would be an easy adjustment.
I would pick fucking Zangief from Street Fighter.
I am a Russian. I beat a bear and entertain children. Ugh.
It's probably a better answer I can come up with.
You know, actually, if I had to give a serious answer, I think the easiest life of anyone in the world is fucking Prime Minister of Madagascar in the Godzilla universe. There will never be a Godzilla movie that references Madagascar. Like, oh no, a fucking giant lemur is eating people. My whole job here is to crack David up. That's just my goal here now.
Last thing on my list is I was watching Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, you ever watch
I
any of those?
fucking love Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, I remember I had the wrong trousers on a VHS tape when I was a little kid, and I think we wore that tape out from watching it so much.
Oh, my grandma hated him because I watched him so much.
Oh yeah.
I love the penguin.
Oh yeah. And I watched before I got here. I watched Wrong Trousers and A Close Shave back to back.
Oh, with the dog?
Yeah.
I want a toy of that dog just
Yeah.
put on my desk.
I remember the dog was scarier from the dog wasn't as scary as what I remembered, because I remember when his fur gets taken off and like he emerges. I remember I guess I was picturing the Five Nights at Freddy's creatures from the nightmare versions.
Yeah.
Like where his mouth is like full of razors or something.
They can't do that, but I still love how he looks.
Yeah. And
You know, Wallace is the most like amazing life ever. Like, you know, oh, it's just me and my dog, but I'm also a lycanthrope and I battled a robot dog.
I love his accent. What's the name of the guy?
I forget.
He died this year, so I was saying his name a lot. Yeah, he was 96. So.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Wow. Good on him.
Yeah, but he had an understudy, so there might be more shorts being made in the future. His understudy did the voice work for the video games. There's actually some outtakes of him like swearing in the Wallace voice.
I want to hear that now. Like, oh, fuck it, Gromit. I can't do a voice.
Oh, fuck it, Gromit. You have to enunciate really.
He
You
reminds
do.
like it's kind of a Cockney accent, isn't it?
I think that they mentioned that it's a specific region of England or Britain that.
I want that. I want the Wallace voice for an orc in Warhammer now.
Time to get to work, Gromit.
Here we go, Gromit. We're going to go and hunt the Eldar.
I fucking butchered that. I can't do accents. I butcher them.
Yeah, we're going to take his Wensleydale cheese. And like, I think that, and you can, it's neat seeing that with his mouth movements because of just how exaggerated it is. What really stood out to me was how well the sound design is in those shorts, because a lot of the sound effects from I still remember them from. Like even like the really subtle stuff, like Gromit just knitting something, you can just hear the clackety clackities, and just
That's what I like about the movie Chicken Run.
yeah.
I am one of like 5 people to have watched that movie twice or more.
It's been a while since. I hope that they haven't taken it off in that. I have a feeling
They
have.
probably did.
Yeah.
It's fucking Chicken Run.
And also the set designs of all those Aardman films are really really good.
Yeah, you know,
It's something that I think that's less noticeable than the sound effects because it just feels like you're in that world.
It's sort of like you don't know how good set design is until it's really bad.
Yeah.
That's also sound design.
You can look at The Room for that example, like the rooftop where it's like I can't remember how Greg described it in The Disaster Artist, but it's like at the nexus of reality where there's 5 different positions of the sun. The sun's setting in the north or something in some scenes.
God, you know, it also is probably one of the best scenes in The Room.
I mean, it's the most quotable where he's...
Oh, hi, Mark!
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
He
Oh,
sounds
hi,
like a
Mark.
drunk toddler is how I always hear it.
Yeah, I heard that, or in the book, it says that on that take, it was the take before that one that they used was he banged his head really hard against that shack and it was bleeding, so they had to like put a lot of makeup on his forehead or something.
Oh, you see, she hit me, Mark. Lisa hit me. Domestic violence. And he just like trails off and just starts throwing the football off into the green screen.
There's a animated web cartoon starring Tommy Wiseau not too long ago.
Oh.
I think it's still ongoing.
Was
but
it good?
It's like set in space where he plays an alien.
I can see that.
Yeah, and I feel like they didn't. They were just having him ad lib, and then they wrote the script around his ad libbing.
Okay, so you know what I want to do now for like character? Like Tommy Wiseau is the voice and accent of like a body snatcher that didn't do all his research on humans. Like he just skimmed through the Spacepedia article on Earth. Oh, hi, human. I did not see you.
Could you direct me to the nearest aircraft base for research?
You fish, it hit me.
Could I see your human women? I mean women. I would like to take them back to my space shuttle. I mean apartment for research.
New Zealand guy just says, we got a sheep over there. God, I knew this guy who was from Australia who really fucking hated people from New Zealand. I didn't understand because apparently the joke in his was that the Australians or the people got kicked out of Britain and the people in New Zealand or the people got kicked out of Australia. He said the reason why they wore wellies is to tuck the hind legs of a sheep into their boots to keep her still. I remember that. He said it to like a 10-year-old and walked off, and I'm like, thank you for the mental image, sir.
Do you know that Australia owns a small portion of Antarctica?
I
don't know if they own a part of Antarctica.
There's like a bunch of countries that have stakes there.
Yeah, they have a stake in. I think that they're the only country on Earth that isn't part of the Antarctic peace treaty or sovereign treaty or something, where it's like no one can own Antarctica. They're the only ones who haven't signed that.
The reason why is because they're suppressing the penguin overlord. Imagine a fucking race of sentient... Okay, here's what I would do now. If I was writing Orca, that the killer whales own Antarctica and there's like a Shangri-La kingdom that the people are trying to destroy, but only Australia will let it sit. You ever the killer whale? This is my killer whale fact. It learned actually that if it would rip if it would take a whale to whalers, they wouldn't kill him and they'd kill the whale he brought. So he basically taught the rest of his pod to bring whales to ships that were whaling. And I think that's fucking smart, selling out to people he didn't like. They would throw him the tongue and the livers. His name was Old Tom.
You're talking about Antarctica. It makes me think, because I watched Your Movie Sucks, his list on movies released in 08, 09, whatever.
Yeah.
But there was he mentions a Werner Herzog documentary about Antarctica, and it seems really interesting. Antarctica is something that I'm interested in. I probably would never want to go there.
Oh, fuck that.
Like, stepping outside today, I'm like, ugh. I never want to see this weather again, even if I have to deal with it for another 7 months or so.
I would like to live in a world of eternal autumns.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather live here than California, or really anywhere else.
So, like, here's how I decide where I'm going to live. I decide by the people. You know, I'm not going to fucking move to the Vatican City because they go, how are you doing, my neighbor? I go, I'm fucking good, Tom. How are you? And then you see me in the jail for indecency.
Yeah, they can just kill you if they want, and like there's like nobody can like
pray.
Yeah, it's like they can get away with all the sorts of stuff. But like anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, I judge by people. By what the fuck lives there. I am not ever moving to Florida.
Uh-huh.
You can tie me down. I will chew off my limbs and caterpillar away. And then by the weather. And, if applicable, what dinosaurs lived there. Fucking Colorado, baby. Fucking sucks. T-Rex.
Yeah. With everything that's been going on in the world, I kind of see Ohio as being the sort of Rock of Gibraltar. From both an environmental and political sense, I guess. Seems like people aren't like super political around here. It's not the same way they are in like California.
I think it's because of the settlers here had to fucking fight harsh winters and at the time Wolverines. But
yeah. I saw a theory that places with colder climates, people there are generally more hardworking. I don't know if that's entirely true though.
Because you want to pay to get the fucking heat on, maybe.
And it's like how people in warmer climates or more comfortable climates, they like year-round, they're just more generally more lazy because they don't have to prepare for winter.
Yeah, like, fuck.
I don't know how...
I split wood because we have to split wood up, and, that's a fucking bitch and a half. And that's probably why I'm lazy when I'm not splitting wood, because I'm like, wow, my fucking lumbar vertebrae hurts. Can I remove this? Yeah, there ain't no fucking guy in California splitting logs. We gotta split the log. We're gonna prepare the big teepee thing.
I mean, pretty soon there won't be anyone in California, period. At this
just
rate.
the fucking fires.
Yeah, everybody's gonna just, yeah.
And
like whether it's the fires or the earthquakes.
I hope that they invent a flaming earthquake where just bands of fire rip through the earth. What the fuck is this? Flame nados meet blizzards, so now we have flaming snow with lightning and tornadoes.
And you have to expect Rodin to just erupt out of the San Andreas Fault.
You get a fucking high five.
I mean, the only reason I said that is because I ran out of things to talk about, so I'm just going to let you ramble for the next 20 minutes.
Good. Hey, want to talk about creative processes?
Yeah, we can go into that.
Also, Rodin is fucking awesome. It is the only movie where you have a sympathetic pterodactyl commit suicide.
Also, high-five me again. That was a weak one. There we go. A little bit more. There. Yeah, that was...
I have bad depth perception. I'm like...
Yeah, that's better.
God.
But you were saying?
Oh, yeah. It's like the only movie where you get a pterodactyl go, oh, my God, my wife is dead. And he does a fucking plunge in the volcano. And that's why in the new movie he came out of a volcano. Mm-hmm. It's fucking movie magic.
Yeah, Kino, as they say.
Kino. Creative-wise, I'm back to working on my D&D homebrew things. Fucking 19 races I have to knock out because I am a masochist and I want to make this able so you can adapt. Oh, I got a character who's a dark elf. Oh, we got your dark elf. I got an Arakoa. We got one. I play a Kendar. Fuck you. Take the gnome. God. But yeah, I'm trying to fucking knock out. So I did... decide that this week I am going to work on one of my funnier pieces. Mm-hmm. Something I worked on. Remember Draconomy?
What's that?
Dragon who goes like, what if I controlled the economy? to the knight who's about to kill him. And I was like, bullshit! And the dragon says, well, let me explain. If it was a short, I would like him to pull out a cane, like tap it on the ground, and he just pulls out like the economic breakdown of his fantasy kingdom. And he has like fucking like little goblins come out who do their own little backup chorus.
Uh-huh.
Like a barbershop quartet, but they're goblins.
I was picturing a West Side Story.
Ah!
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
Me neither.
I mentioned that to one of my... I mentioned her a couple times. She's a friend who at times I consider one of my finest friends. At other times I would like to physically beat the shit out of her. Oh, it's a mutual feeling. She has actually said it. She's moving to Ohio. That if I keep talking the shit I am, that she's going to kick my ass. I invite the challenge. You know who you are. I should be saying this here while looking up. Yeah, but yeah, I've kind of... The fucking snow and wood has been holding me down. Help a log! Yeah.
I'm still working on my Nano comic.
How's it going?
At this rate, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it by the end of the month. I'm going to try and soldier through it because, like I think I've said before, this is a pretty ambitious idea that I have. Don't touch that. I'm just kidding. You can pick it up.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to you.
But yeah, it was a pretty ambitious idea to start with, and if I'm starting to feel the weight of it. There's a lot of drawing cars, equipment, guns, aircraft, stuff that I've never actually drawn before until now. And I'm even just doing the layout and composition. It's a little bit taxing, getting the angles of all these shots right. It's stuff that I've been putting off for a long time, and I'm starting to regret not actually studying and doing all this stuff for the past month. And if I'm not able to get it done by the end of November, I might just put that on the shelf and do something a lot more simple and get that done by the end of the year and by extension the decade. I really would. Yeah, like 2020 is coming up soon.
Oh, don't make me think of a fat.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be fucking 21, though.
Yeah.
Fucking get hooch for the next show.
Yeah. I saw a tweet about the end of the decade. Do you think you've had a good decade?
I don't like to think of the decades.
Yeah, it's hard to say when you're like at the age either of us are at.
Like, I think that the decade started out fine. Like, we had Skyrim 4 fucking times in a decade. What the fuck? I know it's egregious, but when you really look at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Want to talk about the decade?
Sure.
Like, what would you say is the highlight of a decade?
Probably. I mean, if I wanted to give a wholesome answer, I'd say getting my high school diploma. Probably the same for you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my serious answer.
Yeah. Another one for me is like losing my virginity. No, that actually wasn't that big of a deal.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't actually that big of a deal. I mean, your first time is always your worst. I'm going to be humble and say that. Well, no, I'm not going to go into much detail. But
I understand what you're saying.
I'd rather, like, if I could trade that for getting my first comic book published, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Like, to be honest, I would want to be with someone I'd like to spend time with.
Yeah.
Even if it's not forever, you know?
Yeah. And it seems like a lot of younger people, I like using that term at my age.
Younger people.
Yeah, the Zoomers are starting to realize that, which I think is interesting.
Like, you know, how I look at romance, I've only actively tried pursuing it a couple times. I wonder if you can tell I'm not a hit with the ladies all the time.
No, you're an absolute Chad. What are you talking about?
All I need to go is, like, ladies, 7 foot.
7'2", right? Yeah, all you have to do is stand up, and then they immediately come their pants.
And then I open my mouth, and their panties roll back up. Little white flag comes out.
Like, maybe, like, I'll dub over your voice for you. Like, you just open your mouth and I'm like, hello, ladies.
What I have to do is have, like, the fucking phone in my breast pocket and, like, we have to hook it up.
Yeah. It's like that Looney Tunes short where the cat gets the voice throwing device.
Oh.
I wish I had one of those.
God.
That would be cool.
I'd like a voice changer, but I want 3 settings. Mm-hmm. Sam Elliott, James Earl Jones, and the voice of Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine a lady hearing Optimus Prime coming out of your mouth. Like, my grandmother watches Transformers just to hear him talk. She doesn't even watch a movie. Like, we're walking out there, like, who's your favorite Transformer? And she said, I like the big yellow one, but I liked Optimus the best. She will describe it. I liked the Jet. He was cool. He's a bad guy. The T-Rex is a fucking Optimus.
Have you seen the Bumblebee movie?
I have not.
Okay.
I heard it's good.
I heard it was decent.
You know who I want to get their own fucking movie? If I had to make a Transformer movie, Grimlock gets his own movie, but you make it like fucking Conan. You said it when he was like a Dinobot back in the wild. And you could have like a scene where they're going like, Sledge, what is best in life? To crush your enemies and hear the lamentations of their Autobot masters. Remember that Fall of Cybertron game? There's a fucking scene where you play as Grimlock that puts hair on your chest because it's Grimlock.
I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I remember reading in, I think it was Game Informer, there was an interview when they were doing the first, in that series, the lead developer was talking about how he was always into Transformers as a kid, and when he was a teenager, his dad would yell at him because he's like, go outside and meet some girls. And he'd be like, no, I just want to stay inside and play with my Transformers.
And where did that get him?
Yeah.
His dream.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's true.
But I guess the studio closed down.
Oh,
Is it still? I mean,
what is it called?
I don't know. I want to like I don't know who developed the Cybertron games. I keep wanting to say Midway or Pandemic.
Midway sounds right.
I don't know if that's true though.
It sounds righter.
I would have to look it up. I would look it up right now, but since we're filming with my phone, can't do that.
Hold on. Oh fuck. Yeah. That's why I got the rubber one here, so it's more. Hold on. I'll get this on here.
You know, the reason I actually brought this in is because I just wanted to show off my sweater.
Oh, that's actually. I was about to say.
Speaking of sweaters, I saw that they're making another Mr. Rogers documentary.
Oh.
It's going to be about the filmmaker, like his, I guess, relationship with Mr. Rogers throughout the years. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I would recommend seeing Won't You Be My Neighbor. That was a good one.
You know what?
I was crying in the first minute. It was that good.
Okay, I really like Defunctland because what I'll do is I'll set it on, and because I cook in the morning to get myself food. Because a big man eats big food, and I'm just cooking. And he did an episode on Bear in the Big Blue House.
Oh yeah, like I always thought that the Bear in the Big Blue House was like terrifying as a kid.
As a kid,
he looks like a sleep paralysis monster.
As a kid, I'm like, I like the bear. The bear is good, and I hear the sniffing sound bite, and I stop dead like a bullet shot for like. Oh my God, I remember this.
Like, you know how some kids are scared of Barney? Like,
you were scared of the bear?
Yeah, I was scared of it. Like, I never watched it, but whenever I would see the commercials, I would just like, there would just be some primal fear in me. It's just like those dead black eyes. And
maybe your Cro-Magnon DNA remembers being mauled by a bear.
Maybe.
We all got Cro-Magnon. Yeah. I got the most fucking Cro-Magnon head ever, apparently.
Really?
Like my mom says it's the Cro-Magnon jaw thing. I have a lisp because my tongue is being pulled down by the shape of my gravity because of the shape of my jaw. It's got that kind of down slant, apparently. So fuck you, Cro-Magnon DNA. Couldn't you have given me the ability to like rip a dog in half? That would be useful. Not my dog, but like someone else's dog.
Oh yeah, that makes it better.
Yeah, it's like it's not my dog. I have no love for your Labrador.
Then John Wick comes after you.
God, I want to see John Wick, but make it like a Cro-Magnon. Okay, it's a fucking primal now.
Yeah.
John Wick.
I was gonna say Baki because that's one of the fighters. He's a Neanderthal that's 1,000 years old or 100,000 years old.
Do you think there's gonna be a Baki fighting game?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I want to play as him.
It would probably be terrible though. I mean,
no, you know who has to make it in the best world? The guys who did Xenoverse.
What are the guys who did Zura's Wrath?
Oh, Asura's Wrath. I've never played it, but I've seen gameplay. When I hit it, I gain 9 arms and I want to fight people. I want that to come to PS4.
I would love to see a good remake of No More Heroes.
Oh, good. I so do I because I never got to play it.
Yeah. Apparently the PS3 remake or remaster was really bad.
How so?
I think that they changed a lot of the graphics to where they make the blood look more like real blood and not cartoon blood, which kind of ruins the aesthetic. That's the only thing that I remember from seeing gameplay of it.
I wonder if like I'm excited for what's it called?
No More Heroes 3?
Yeah, what's it like? What?
I think it is literally just called No More Heroes.
Yeah,
3.
because I saw the trailer and I didn't know what it was. And like, is this Revenge of a Sith? And I'm like, oh, this is what? And I don't even know Travis Touching that well. I got intimately acquainted with him in that short trailer.
Yeah, I think that I've heard that the games became more cartoony as it went on. Because I think that people were pointing out to Suda that his games have a very irreverent sense of humor. So then he started doing it intentionally and kind of made the writing go downhill.
I really fucking love the what's it called? It's the roguelike that he made.
Let It Die?
Yeah, Let It Die. Because mainly fucking death is awesome in that game, and I would be quiet because the door is open.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because, the whole, he sounds like a guy my grandpa's friends with. Mm-hmm. They call the dude Chico. He smokes a lot of weed, and you can tell just, hey, man. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And speaking of a decade, what do you mean was the worst moment of a decade? It's not like personal stuff, but like...
I was actually just thinking about this today. There's a lot of stuff that's happened this decade that's just kind of came and went really fast. Because there's been... I think that I was reading up on some South Park episodes. Mm-hmm. This might have been late 2000s. No, this was late 2000s, but the Terry Schiavo case... of the lady who was in a coma, and people were in this highly publicized legal battle over should we pull the plug or not. Yeah. And I actually had to look up who the hell that was because I couldn't remember it.
That's what I like and hate about South Park because it makes you oh yeah, this fucking happened.
Yeah, but I've seen stuff like this happen more and more rapidly, where it's these huge controversies, huge news stories that just go away in a month. And nobody remembers them.
Do you think it's the corporate thing? We need to get this shit off so we can tell the newest tragedy?
That's probably it. I want to say it's more social media, though.
Yeah, because we have a hot feed to... That's how Cyberpunk guys, let's hook into the system to look at, the securities. No, they hook into the system oh my god, all the fucking tragedies of the world at once. Mm-hmm. The rhinos. Uh-huh. Yeah. That'd be a fucking horror. If you could physically connect to the internet, that would be a fucking horror show.
Yeah.
Think of if you hooked into our internet right now, think of what it would look like. It wouldn't be like the Chappelle Show skit where it's a beautiful white haven. You walk out and there's a fucking crack den everywhere. It's recursive crack dens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't exactly say what it would look like, but I can definitely imagine what it would feel like.
Yeah. The air would be oily.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's a good... Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, if you ask me last decade what the worst part of the decade would be, I would say 9/11, obviously. But tragedies this decade, I can't even name any of them. They all kind of blur together.
Yeah, it's people died, asshole happened.
Yeah, another terrorist ran over a guy in England. Another school shooting happened in America. Big whoop. It's I think that the last big one that happened in America, the last big shooting was probably Dylan Roof. The kid shot up the elementary school. But after that, everything just kind of eh. And then Elliot Rodger was probably the last one that was highly publicized.
Yeah, we also had the Columbus one happened.
Which one was that? Even by me asking that.
It was in Ohio happened. Dude shot an area around a bar, I think it was. Mm-hmm. They blew his brains out, which is karma. Excuse me, I don't have any sympathy for shooters.
A Vegas shooting. There's the
Walmart where the guy was where he fucking said in his mantra, Trump did this. It's the white supremacy uprising. Let's do it. So he went to a New Mexico Walmart to shoot what he thought was Mexicans. Mm-hmm. And by the way, they said maybe video games did it. Look at his he talks about video games. No, he didn't. No.
We're really leaving off on a high note, aren't we?
You know how we should make... Let's talk about one other good thing.
I think that what it just came to me, I think that the worst thing to come out of this decade was probably the term incel.
Oh, Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, just from like a social standpoint, I think that just the division between people has gotten to the point where I don't know. I hope that things get better before they get worse.
So remember how we had that idea of what would happen if? Oh, sorry.
Let's just change the subject to something happier.
Yeah, like okay, let's talk about good video games.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good video games this decade.
Oh yeah.
We had fucking Skyrim. Imagine if we still like games when we have kids. Like, in your game, Daddy, what's your favorite Fortnite character in Fortnite 80? And I'm like,
Do you remember Vadovkin?
yeah, he was in Skin Pack 12. Oh. And you have to go back to your man cave. And you sad Skyrim song plays. We had Skyrim. We had free Mortal Kombat.
Even going outside of AAA stuff.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Like the indie scene has really been up and coming. It's emphasis on coming, but the indie scene is really making a name for itself. We're getting all these really really good games. They're cheap too.
Yeah, like remember back in the day when you had to like save up all your money for one game? Now you can go on the Steam store. And you can just go like, yeah, I'm going to pick up this RPG that's $3 and this pornographic game where you play as a monster girl for $4. And when you're done, you sit on your pile of games like a digital dragon because you have yet to play all of them.
Yeah, and I guess you run the risk of not having the physical stuff. So, technically, you don't own them. But I guess that's down the road. Yeah. Same with, I saw this recently, this article about how the online advertising bubble is about to burst, saying like how there is really no value to advertisers and putting advertisements on websites because it doesn't guarantee. I think it's a very very high percentage of people who don't even buy the product or don't even look at the product that's being advertised on a website. So I think that we might be looking at the point where websites being kept afloat by advertisers are like gonna go belly up pretty soon.
The internet.
And all I can say is good.
Feed the machine.
But yeah, it's like fuck. Like I call the internet the infinite crack den with oily air. It's also a crack den in the middle of a Giza strip. Like you're sitting there, you step on a bloody needle, and a bomb goes through the ceiling.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wild West if they never developed into a civilization. If they just went straight from people shooting each other in the desert to people shooting each other in crack dens in the city and alleyways.
You know the gangs in Red Dead Redemption. Basically, those are the internet. We all know, but what were names? The Brood. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
The inbred mutants who are my favorite gang.
From which one?
Red Dead Redemption 2. They were the ones that were malformed because of inbred.
Was that the end of the game?
Yeah, they're in the end game area, but you can encounter them early.
All right.
Like the Lobo.
Yeah, they're the sort of the stand-in for the Native Americans because it would be politically incorrect to have.
I think they were already on reservations. Yeah. No, because Dutch Vanderland made the Native American gang.
Yeah, so like you'd think that like the rogue Native American gang would be the ones being doing all this horrible shit, but they're just not anywhere anymore.
I like the idea of it being crazy, like the cult aspect, because you can find the murder scene. Oh, shit.
Drop my nut.
Oh, shit, I stepped on his nut.
Yeah. Get your hand off my nut. Yeah, we're very mature humor here at the Monkey Bar.
Okay, so my grandma had this hat for Christmas when it's, the ho, 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 we are Santa's elves, and the hat would flip back and forth. And some of my family's sense of humor, my sister grabbed it, turned it on, and held it over across. So it looks like there's a... Yes. We are fucking mature people.
Yeah. I think that we're probably about ready to wrap up.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about first?
Rodan.
I'm good. Rodan.
Yeah. Yes. And like that, I've been Tony.
I've been Zach.
And this has been the Monkey Bar.
And now you get to see how I do it.
Yeah, they've seen it before.
Oh, fuck.
We've done plenty of video.